you made a finding of general anxiety disorder. You have indicated that that disorder is relevant to the facts of this matter and his defense.
It may be relevant to the facts of the matter and his defense, depending on the court's decision about the facts of the matter, and I'm not privy to that.
Yeah. The diagnosis of generalized anxiety disorder, may it have an effect on the accused's capacity to act in accordance with his understanding of right and wrong?
No. I think that, if I may be helpful, your lady, I think that it is clear that Mr. Pistorius has a psychiatric illness. He certainly was able to appreciate the difference between right and wrong. But it may be that his ability to act in accordance with such appreciation was affected by this generalized anxiety disorder. However, that would again depend on the facts of the case, which is for the court to decide. Well, I think the generalized anxiety disorder is relevant to the facts, and so it would be for the court to decide if that constitutes a mental illness or whether there is sufficient doubt and whether the accused should be referred for observation or not.
We have a diagnosis. The diagnosis is relevant to the specific facts.
Yes.
And the onus would, because of the relevance, the onus would be higher to have the accused referred because of the relevance. Am I right? And I'm asking you.
I personally can't see the value of that, but it's for the court to decide. If he was afraid that there was an intruder, then certainly having a generalized anxiety disorder would have affected the way he reacted to that fear.
Yeah. And that is so relevant to his version. And I'm not saying his version is correct. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the defense, in having called you as a witness, have now caused the court to refer the accused.
The factual basis does not support the state, and it's just a ruse with respect in order to get a second opinion. Whether that's good or bad, that's irrelevant. And it's simply going nowhere.
Can I ask you, Doctor, what is the purpose of your report?
To bring psychiatric factors to the court's attention that may be of relevance to the court for the purpose of conviction and, if required, of sentencing.
Mental illness and mental defect are morbid disorders that are not capable of being diagnosed by a lay court without the guidance of expert psychiatric evidence. Is whether there was a reasonable possibility that a referral of the accused for observation in terms of Section 79 of Act 51 of 1977 would reveal inter alia that at the time the crime was committed, the accused suffered from a mental disorder which could have resulted in his not being criminally responsible for his act. Having regard to the facts of this case, I'm persuaded that the requirement of a reasonable possibility has been met. It is so, as counsel for the state submitted during argument, that a referral inevitably means more delays in finalizing this matter. But this is not about anyone's convenience, but rather about whether justice has been served. It is necessary to emphasize that an application of this nature is never taken lightly, as it is an integral part of a fair trial. Having regard to the above, I am satisfied that a case has been made out for the application or the relief as sought by the state, and I shall grant that order. However, the specific order itself will be handed down on Tuesday next week.
As the court pleases.
As the court pleases, my lady.
I think it should be borne in mind that the aim of referral is not to punish the accused twice. So if there is a possibility of making sure that he's an outpatient, that would, I think that would be preferable.
It will be investigated.
Yes.